Reflections are a type of transformation. Reflections are a flip of a shape over a line of reflection. Reflections will give you a mirror image. The two main lines of reflection are your x-axis, which is your horizontal axis, and your y-axis, which is your vertical axis. There is a rule for each of these. We start with the pre-image, and we change to over our image. What changes between our pre-image and our image is that the y-coordinate changes its sign. If it was originally a negative, it would now be a positive. If it's originally a positive, it would now be a negative. The x values do not change. Similarly, when we have the y-axis, here's our pre-image and our image result. In this case, the x changes signs. Again, if the x starts out as a positive, it would become a negative. If it starts out as a negative, it would become a positive. The y value does not change. There are two other lines of reflections that we would like to discuss. Having just a regular horizontal line at any part of the coordinate plane is going to follow a similar rule to the x-axis. Now, we can't actually make a rule because it could be any number. But what we are going to do is we are going to reflect it. If it started down here below the line of reflection, it's going to end up above it. Same with a vertical line, that's going to follow the y-axis. If it starts to the left of that line of reflection, it will end up to the right-hand side. We want to write a rule of transformation for this reflection. Our first thing that we want to start is by writing our coordinate for our pre-image. And we want to see how it changes. Now, this is being reflected over the x-axis. I know that because B is 2 spaces away from the x-axis. So here we have 2 spaces. B prime is also 2 spaces away from the x-axis. Since they are the same distance from the x-axis, that's our line of reflection. So our rule, x stays the same, and the y value becomes the opposite. In this example, we want to reflect the figure over y is equal to -1. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line where y is equal to -1. This is our line of reflection. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to reflect each point over that line. E is 1 space above the line of reflection. So my reflection means it's going to be 1 space below. There's my E prime. My F is also 1 space away from the line of reflection. It's below that line. So my F prime will be 1 space above. Now notice, my D is on the line. Therefore, it's not going to move at all. I can just put another label at that point. And then what I will do is I will connect my 3 prime points. There is an overlap with the reflection. That's fine. That sometimes happens.